gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Yeah!
And gentlemen,
yes, James.
welcome to the show.
We're back, baby. We're going for it, baby.
We're here for you, baby.
We're really doing it today. I got a few comments on my hair yesterday. They were like, "Hey, man, what are you doing with your hair?"
What's up?
Quarantine times, man.
Sure.
Quarantine times. Nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Times, if you will.
Yeah, quarantine times we're in. It's the quarantine times we're in.
Quarantine times we're in.
You've got to protect yourself. Ooh, you've got to watch yourself.
You've got to protect your neck.
Yeah. And they were like, how's that forehead doing? And I was like, it's a fucking 5-head, dude. I've had a 5-head my entire life. My entire adult life. Technology is beyond Jabe's over there. She's just playing our own show at full blast.
Dude,
for yourself.
My mute didn't work.
Come
Quarantines,
on, James.
dude.
Quarantines.
Mute buttons aren't working.
Quarantines.
My Dish Anywhere app is not working.
Are you fucking me, dude? Bro, are you kidding me? Come on, James.
Okay.
We'll get on the horn. This is quarantines now. We're all taking desperate measures now.
Okay.
Washing things, washing everything down. We're getting real fucking clean with everything now. Man, I walked into the grocery store yesterday. I got every square inch of everything that I was thinking about touching wiped down in front of me. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But I looked at the person who was doing it, and I was like, ugh. I don't know if that's the person I want. Like, I don't know where their hands have been.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, I went into Whole Foods, and they are be as you
yeah,
know?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course they are.
Be as you.
They're not doing fucking jack shit over there. Nobody's getting coronavirus at Whole Foods.
No.
You kidding me?
They're just downing all these shots.
That's it. So look at this. We thought we'd do this on the show today. What is this? Is this a shot of ginger?
That is straight ginger for
Straight
you.
ginger,
with a little
and
bit of
this
lemon and
is
cayenne for you.
Vitamin C?
And that's a vitamin C, camu, lemon.
What's camu? What is that,
It's
James?
high concentrated vitamin C, so like the most potent dose you can get.
Yeah, it's going right down my gullets. Cheers to my quarantine friends out there who are locked in on YouTube. We're live every single day. We're doing it for you guys. It's not for my health.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I've already had the coronavirus, brother. This is for you. I'm going to get a shot of this and a shot of this, a little bing bing. Tell the audience what you're drinking while I shoot this down.
I'm having a bulletproof cold brew with collagen protein for my skin and my old ass face and body.
Yeah.
How is that for you?
I feel like fucking Cardi B.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
That gets me every time. I
Shit.
hate that it does, but it does.
She's got 68 million followers on Instagram. You believe that shit? Cardi B could get herself elected.
I think she started a GoFundMe for Joe
For
Maldonado
Yo
Passage.
Exotic Joe. Sad news to report on Exotic Joe. Sad news was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Mr. Exotic was exposed for not singing his own songs, right?
Oh, yes, and that was a sad day for you.
A sad day for me, and then happy. Like, I feel like it's sad, and then a happy day with Joe Exotic for me, right? Today was a happy day.
Would you say it's a roller coaster? Because that's how I feel with Joe.
Today's a happy day. You know why? Mm-hmm. Turns out, this was a podcast on Wondery. You had talked about this before on another show.
Yes.
Before it was a series.
Yes.
I don't know if Wondery had a fucking deal with the TV series or how that worked.
Yeah, I don't know, because it was called Tiger King. So the podcast was called Joe Exotic Tiger King, but it was in one of their shows that was called Over My Dead Body. So it was kind of like a season in a previous show.
Right.
I don't know what connection they had, although they had a lot of information in that podcast.
A lot of information, and it turns out someone had actually purchased the rights to make it into a series. Because there's been a lot of talk about that, of like, hey, man, we got to have this as a series. Everybody's had their wish list of who they want to play
all
the people. It turns out Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live bought the series. She's executive producing it, and she is playing Carole Baskin, which...
What amazing foresight.
You can already hear and see her doing it. She's going to have to gain some weight to do it, but her voice is... like, as soon as you picture Kate McKinnon, her voice is... That's Carole Baskin.
Hi, cool cats and kittens.
Yeah, the only sad thing is that there was another chick on SNL who was doing it on Instagram who I reposted at
who's actually on Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, by the way. It's a roller coaster of emotions every day. She's actually on SNL. She put up a workshop character doing Carole Baskin, but she just got hired a couple months ago, so I don't know if she even knows Kate McKinnon yet, really, to be honest with you.
Right.
Or knew about this series or anything that was going on, but her impression was flawless. Either way, I am amped about that, but then it brings in who is going to play Joe Exotic. So they interviewed the producers who bought the series and who their wish list was. Who do you think they wanted to play Joe Exotic?
Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Kenny Powers.
No.
Oh.
No, so it's not Danny McBride. It's actually your boy, dude.
Who's my boy?
Sam Rockwell.
Of course. Of course.
And somebody wrote in underneath it. They were like, come on, Sam Rockwell can't be everyone. And I was like, yes, actually, he can.
He can.
Just put the best person in, right? Because there was a lot of people online saying, hey, man, you'd be hilarious at doing this. Yes, I would.
So good.
I think it would be funnier with a Sam Rockwell who was putting a hardcore dramatic spin on this, where it's just like...
he is made for that part. Absolutely.
Be great.
100%.
He'd be fucking great. Him and Kate McKinnon in that fucking thing.
Cut it out or switch the parts. He plays Carole.
She plays Joe Exotic.
She could do also Joe Exotic.
She actually
right?
could. Yeah, she actually could. Because you need a dainty frame. That guy was tall and slender, you know? You need a dainty frame for that.
Well, he had a short torso and very long legs, which is a fun body type.
Yeah.
To try and replicate, right?
Yeah, there was a thing, like a beef on Twitter saying, because Edward Norton said he wanted to play it, which I'm here for that too. I'm good for Edward Norton as Joe Exotic.
Oh, yes, of course.
Dax Shepard was like, this was the role I was born to play. Now, Dax Shepard looks like him a little bit.
Sure.
The problem is he's just not a good actor.
He's just not good enough to like
Not
really
fucking
pull
good
it
enough.
off in a way. The only way
That's
to
believable.
do it. Yeah.
I want it shot like a drama.
Right. You have to really, really be able to. You have to be good. I know it seems like, it could just be like a skit and a bunch of people can just get a bunch of comedians in there. Not true. All dramatic actors.
Yes, and you need to shoot it like a hardcore drama. Oh. That's the only way that flies. That's the only way the series was so good. It was because those people were real people.
Real people. They were serious.
Yes. So that's the way that needs to be shot. And
but here's
good for her, dude. Good for her. She found that series and was just like, yo.
Is insane.
I'm all in.
But that's how I feel about what people are doing with podcasts right now. So like when you had a question a long time ago that was like, I want to get a documentary made. What should I do?
Yes, a listener wrote in. My
advice was have an audio documentary, which is a lot easier to make.
Correct.
Put it on podcast, on iTunes.
Yep.
And
build your audience there.
That's where people can find you now.
And it's cheap, yeah.
Yeah, and so they're doing fiction, nonfiction, all kinds of stuff on there. So
yeah, because on the fiction front, we're going to chop up the romance novels for dudes and launch that out to the world. And that'll be coming out probably in the next 45 to 60 days.
Yeah.
I just got the edits back from it. And we'll see how fucking crazy that goes, because the world of fiction now, which is essentially audiobooks, has become a massive genre as far as the podcast world goes, and people are craving that. And we wanted to set it to have seasons of it, right? So it'll be broken into 2 seasons for the first 2 books, and then the third one should be finished and out to the world by Thanksgiving. So that way, if this does well, it'll keep going and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then this will also give it a better shot at being made into a series. A lot of people, networks in particular, are buying a podcast as series because it's a great way to check how many people are into it, what the culture is talking about, and what people are willing to watch and or pay for. So it'll be a good test. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about. What I'm not excited about is these fucking people in China, dude, still eating these goddamn bats.
They still are?
Still eating these fucking bats over there,
man. As of when?
2 days ago. I just saw an article, and they were like, yeah, man, those weird fucking animal markets are still open that you can, eat bats and all that other bullshit. What the fuck is wrong with China? What is the obsession with animals and putting fucking monkey faces on humans and humans on mice faces and mice on human faces,
and ears on the backs of rats?
I don't get it. Is it fucking Hello Kitty? Because I always wondered about the Hello Kitty fad over in Asia, whereas it was too extreme to me, where it was just like, oh, all right, you're starting to paint your faces and make little paw motions with your hands.
Oh yes.
Along with the backpacks. Mm-hmm. It was like, what the fuck is that? When you get too close to animal bullshit like that, it's why we started with the Joe Exotic thing. When you start to blend in humans and animals, that's where shit gets real goddamn weird.
Sure.
And if this whole fucking shit was started by some crazy fucker eating bats, and this video's been going around in the last couple of days of the bat soup, where it's just a dead bat laying in the soup and they're eating it. And the other one just eating the head off a dead mouse. And, genetically, they've been putting these human faces on monkeys and all this shit over there. I don't know why.
Sure.
I don't know what the fascination with it is of oh, man, wouldn't it be cute if we just blended a human and one of these weird animals? No, dude. No. I don't want to see a little human face on a bat head flying through the thing. And it's like, oh, isn't that a cute thing we just made in the lab? No, motherfucker, we're all going to die, dude.
I mean, isn't it crazy that they did make it, though? It's Frankenstein,
I guess. But the article that popped up today was from an Italian show that was kind of like their 60 Minutes over there. And it's these guys did a story on their news saying the coronavirus is exposed in 2015 by this Italian state media, that Chinese biological experiments to infect humans with the coronavirus was a form of testing they were doing back then. And I watched it this morning and it was like, holy shit. And that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
People just dismissed it and thought it was fucking crazy. I've been talking about this shit for a year now.
Right.
All this genetic animal fucking bullshit. Now you're putting it in labs.
But is that how they got to CRISPR babies, which is real good?
I don't, James. I don't know. Everything now is real bad. Why not just pick the hottest celebrities, take their fucking DNA? If you want to do that, if you want to CRISPR it up,
nope, that's not how it works.
But it doesn't work by putting a human face on a monkey.
Yeah, but they need to figure out how to, because they do it in the womb, right? So they make, or whatever they do before they put embryo in, before they implant. They take away all the things, they could make you immune to COVID. They could make your eyes blue. They could make your lips big. You know what I mean?
Yes, man. So anyways, I'm going to read this too. 5 years ago, Italian state-owned media company RAI. Sounds weird. Sounds like it's Chinese, but it's not. It's RAI. Exposed dark efforts by China on viruses. The video, which was broadcast in November 2015, showed how Chinese scientists were doing biological experiments on a SARS-connected virus believed to be the coronavirus derived from bats and mice. And whether or not it was worth the risk in order to be able to modify the virus for compatibility with human organisms. Well, we found out that answer this year, and it's a resounding no. And China doesn't give a fuck. They're going to keep doing weird shit like this.
Sure.
I don't understand why we just can't lock that country down and call it a day. All the way around.
What?
I'm good on it. Whatever you're doing, most communist countries we pretty much cut off, right? Mm-hmm. We have talks with Russia and things like that, but we're not hanging out with North Korea. I don't think we're shipping them any goods and shit.
Unfortunately, we need stuff from China.
But if you took this period of time where people are out of work, everybody needs jobs. If fucking Apple, take Apple as the prime example. It's the richest company in the United States. They have more cash stockpiled than anyone. Usually everybody's running on debt, right? Netflix is, Jesus Christ, they're $3 billion in debt just because they're trying to pay for all this original programming. fucking Apple's got like 500 billion or something. I mean, something crazy that they've got stockpiled.
Okay.
If Apple was the first one and just said, hey, man, we're going to pull, because they went all in on China years ago. They had the option one year to switch some of their operations to like Japan or Hong Kong or something else. And they were like, nah, we think China's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Let's say you took this time and said, all right, we're getting hammered anyways. Let's move these factories over to America and just provide jobs now when people really need them and move the factories here. Yes, the phones will be a little more expensive or whatever. I think every American would be all in on that. If you came out and said, hey, man, this is made in America and this is providing jobs to Americans, you're going to have to pay a little bit more for the fucking phone. The phone's already expensive enough. It's already expensive enough. What's another $100 to the goddamn iPhone?
I disagree with you, but go ahead.
Really?
Yes.
I don't. Like, I think people would be like, all right, cool, man.
I have many people around me, just everyone that I know. Go ahead.
But after what's happened, right? After what has happened now, where it's just like, hey, guys.
After what's happened now, they need even more of a deal.
No. Hear me out on this. After what's happened now, these fuckers are going to just keep sewing human faces on mice heads and shit like that, or mice heads on human bodies, whatever they're going to do over there. Mm-hmm. That's not going to stop for them. There's still going to be bat soup Saturdays. We're going to butt fuck some goddamn baboon on a fucking Tuesday just to do it and then eat the tail. Why not say, hey, man, let's prevent the next pandemic and shutting down our country. Mm-hmm. And let's bring the factories over here. Let's bring Apple over here. Let's bring all the big guys over here. You're going to pay a little bit extra, but guess what? You're not going to have some crazy-ass fucking pandemic in 10 years. I think now would be the time to do that. Because, I mean, I'm reading the reports today, pretty goddamn grim, where, the government the feds are expecting 1/3 of Americans to file for unemployment by the end of April if this lasts the way it is lasting. You've got to do something at some point, and it's got to be drastic. Why not now is my question.
Why not now? Because people don't have any money. And if I know anything about anyone, it's that we need a deal. And if we don't get it here, we go online. And online you get the deal. Where is it coming from? China. I have a couple friends of mine that own businesses, small businesses. They've tried to get everything from America. Like, that was their stance. That's what they wanted to do. And they just get fucked everywhere they turn price-wise. Guess where they don't? China. And it's cheap, and it comes over quick, and it's the only way that they can make money in their business. And it's a beautiful dream that we've had in this country for years. Right. I remember my dad saying this when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Made in America. I only buy from American stuff. I only buy stuff that's made in America. That's like what they do, right? Because he is he's an American. He's an American. He, has a business here, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever. But if you really look at it, those businesses just do not do well here. And when it really comes down to it, brass tacks with any business, if they can get a better deal on it, they will. And where they get the better deal is China. And that's the way that we are able to. That's a lot of these like boutiques out here, small businesses. Like, anyone that starts something, ask how many things they got from China. Whether it was like the cards that you're printing stuff on, whether it's, the fabric that you're making your shit, or the beads that you're making your jewelry, whatever it may be, your car, like, well, it's a dream and it's awesome. And I love that idea, but I also think that it's just, especially with the economy turning the way that it is, that dream even more so.
Well, you take Amazon.
Is being lost.
Take Amazon, for example, right now. Because of what's going on, they're getting hammered with orders. They just hired 100,000 people, and they gave them a salary increase because this shit's got to be shipped out of America. Right? Bezos did it right now.
Bezos is probably the only person that
Walmart
can.
Just did it as well.
Did what?
They just hired they're hiring a fuck ton of people and they're raising the salary because they got to get goods out.
But you know where their goods come from?
Where?
China.
Right.
So.
But if you're far left, and you're saying, all right, great, I care about the Green Deal and all that other bullshit. Why not care about Americans first and then force everybody to do it? Force them to. Force companies.
We're just going into like
put a hard tax on businesses that go to China in and out now, and say, hey man, we're going to try to limit the risk coming out of China with all this stupid shit. Force the companies to do it. Certain countries around the world are forcing people to get rid of gas altogether, right? You've got to be electric. I think it's France. You got to be electric by 2030. Mm-hmm. I think if you wanted to introduce that in the legislation as well, of like, all right, great. We're going to try to help the climate. We're going to try to help everybody else. And that's to not be dependent on the Middle East for oil, right? Get rid of that. Great.
Sure.
Why not do the same thing with businesses now and say, great, let's hire in America. Let's fucking limit it and end it. I think you could. You would have to go a hard right the same way as, a country saying, hey, we're not buying gas. We're not making gasoline cars anymore.
Yeah.
I think it is possible. I just don't think anybody is willing to take that on because this easy fix of, well, China will do it and they'll do it for cheaper. If you just stop it altogether, eventually it will stop and then you're forced to do it.
But you can't stop people from ordering online from them.
You can. And you impose tariffs on it of like, hey, man, there's a tax. This shit's coming from China. I get it on the end of Amazon orders and eBay and all that shit today where it's just like at the end, I'll get rung up for whatever my individual state tax is that I'm ordering it from.
Oh, okay.
So why not ring it up from China and be like, hey, man, you want to order that product from China? Congratulations. We're tacking another $29.99 on it for you.
Right.
So if you want to do that, that's fine. But we're going to tax you for it. So go somewhere else and look for a better option. I think now would be the time to do it. But,
okay.
We'll see. Right now, it seems to be turning that way for Amazon and Walmart. And it's like, all right, hopefully other businesses will be as well. I don't know what the real facts are, though, in China of how much shit is actually shut down for them. Because we keep seeing these reports.
A little bit,
what we've seen is they've opened up theaters and some other things or whatever. I don't know because I don't live there and I don't believe any of their fucking media reports, to be honest with you, after this whole thing has started.
Right.
But, you got to start somewhere. And now would be a really great time to do it. If that's true, and this report is from the feds, if 1/3 of Americans are going to be out of work by the end of the month, come on. Give it a shot now because now's the time you can. Otherwise.
Is that number real, though? Because, like, this Dr. Fauci or whatever.
Fauci.
He predicts there's going to be 100,000 deaths in America by the end of this.
Yes.
We're at 9,000 right now?
I don't think we are. I want to say... what, 2,500 I want to say we're at right now? Yeah, we're over 100,000 cases. I want to say...
No, he's saying deaths.
He's saying deaths.
And deaths right now, the number is... It's either 3,000 or...
I'll look it up. Hang on. Before we start getting into weird numbers here that are not correct. What is it? Read it aloud, Alec. 800,000 cases worldwide.
No, I'm talking about America.
So in America right now, there's confirmed 165,000 cases.
Okay.
6,000 have recovered. How many deaths, Alec?
I'm trying to find the official numbers.
All you have to do is type in coronavirus deaths America.
Which has already claimed more than 2,000 American lives.
Yeah, so I said 2,500.
Yeah, and right now we are at almost 3,000. But he's predicting 100,000 deaths in the U.S.
Correct.
That seems like a very inflated, scary number to put out there.
It does.
Do you really feel like we are ultimately going to get to that number if right now we're at 2,500?
I do not personally.
I think it's
and I think it's to scare people from going outside and doing everything else. And at the end of the day, right? let's say you look back at this in 10 years, which, to be honest, I don't care who your president is at this point. Any president can be judged in about 10 years on what's going to happen, right? When you look back at this in 10 years.
3,400, yeah.
3,400 is the number of deaths?
That's what someone's saying. But yeah,
okay.
3,000, yeah.
Okay, 3,400. So you're still...
Yeah.
90, yeah, but you're 96,000 away from that in America. If you look back on it, do you fault the doctor for trying to flatten the curve by Fauci? Do you fault him for throwing out a huge number to scare everybody back inside? Because some places it's not working. Like me, I obviously don't care.
The only thing I want is once the curve is flattened for us to really reevaluate and not just keep going with the craziness.
That's not going to happen, and you know that, right?
Okay.
You know that's not going to happen because the media needs this story to keep going. Like there is no sports, there is nothing else to cover, so that's going to keep going. But do you really fault the doctor for saying that to scare people, or because there is people that are going to go outside? If let's say he said, there's only going to be about 5,000 deaths from this thing. Probably everybody would go outside tomorrow and say, fuck it. For real. There's 338 million people in America.
That's just like such a crazy number from where we're at right now. But anyway, we're done with that. But what I do hate is celebrities right now. What do you think?
Yeah, you do.
How are you feeling? Are you coming over to my side, or are you loving it?
With what?
The celebrities, just like, they need our attention so bad. They're like thriving. Like they feed off of it, right? So if they're home alone and nobody's watching them, that's the real tragedy, right?
I think this is having an opposite effect on celebrities that they think it is, where their importance is starting to wear thin on the American public.
And they're like, hello.
Tomorrow everybody's rent's due, right? That's what everybody's going to be worrying about. We haven't gotten an official word yet on what is going to happen with that.
Right.
There is a big movement of people that is heading towards this rent strike online, where people are going to band together and say, I'm not paying rent this month. My checks aren't going to be in until 2 or 3 weeks from now. And then if we're still shut down by April 30th and I can't go back to work, how the fuck am I going to pay for May 1st, right?
Right.
When you have a glimpse inside all of these celebrity homes with people who are shut in, right? You're seeing fucking Van Goghs on the wall. You're seeing
like huge fucking mansions and just like
people are raging against
estates and compounds.
Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez.
That was the end.
Taking shots of themselves. I know where he lives. He lives on Star Island and in Miami.
Oof.
It's the most gorgeous piece of property you could ever imagine. I drove by it in a boat once, right? One of the most gorgeous pieces of property you could ever imagine having. It is a fucking dream. That is what you work for in this world. However, in a time that people have nothing and are getting laid off, that is the last fucking thing they want to see thrown in their face, is that you're quarantined on your own goddamn 2 acres that lead up to the ocean in Miami Beach, especially when the beaches are closed. Miami beaches are closed.
Exactly. So. The newest offender is Pharrell Williams.
What's his whole sitch?
So his whole sitch is he went on his Instagram to his 12 million followers and was like doing a call to action, which they all like to do, right? This call to action for all of us, which are like average household income is about $55,000, right? And we are out of work and laid off. So his call to action to all of us is ohospitals are running low on masks, gowns, and other critical items. We need to replenish their supplies. Take action. Make a donation. Ask others to join the fight. We're in this together. Let's protect the responders on the front lines. Now, he is said to be worth, what you reckon, 150 million?
Yeah, close to.
Possibly more than that.
Yeah.
And he's doing a call to action.
Yep, for everyone else.
To all of us. Didn't say anything about him making any donation or what his donation might be. There's still no reports that he actually made a donation. Conversely, Rihanna donated $5 million to New York. You don't hear one fucking word about it.
No. But I
except
did hear,
for the governor saying thank you to her.
I did hear about Drew Brees donating $5 million to New Orleans.
Yeah, but he didn't put it on his Instagram.
No.
And like did a call to action to everybody else.
Yeah.
He did it because he has the money to do it.
Yep.
People are struggling. He's not going to shove anything in anybody's face. Like, look, dude, the donations now need to come from you guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
The donations now, like, there are other things, like, you know, that we all can get involved in, and like we can give more money, and probably should have given more money to certain things back in the day, right? Because now we can't.
Yeah.
You guys can. Stop fucking telling us to do stuff.
It's
from your mansion.
Celebrities running real thin here.
God, they're just like
tone deaf.
They're tone deaf. They're losing their minds. They don't have the attention that they so like love. You know, just normal attention. Walking out your.
Because you can't. There's no paparazzi.
Right.
So
they can't do that daily thing where they just like go to the store just so that they get kind of the looks and the.
Can't do anything.
Attention, and then they can go back into their gated community and be like, oh, don't take any pictures of me, please.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, I actually love that this is happening to celebrity. They are all forced to do this camera angle. They're on like the Today Show. They're all forced to be like up from the neck.
Yeah.
Horrible lo-fi from their phone.
They've got the Apple.
Oh, and every interview they do, it's just,
they're just like,
yeah, neck only. Yeah, and you're just like, there you go, one of us, you fuck.
Yeah, stars are
welcome.
Just like us.
Guess what? You are just like us, except for the amount of money you have right now. So do not tell me to donate gloves. You fuck.
Yeah, and the other part about this is, if you look at celebrity in general, especially right now,
yes,
the most famous person on the planet is a gay guy who gave meth to people to fuck so they could play with tigers. That's the most famous guy on the planet right now.
And if he had access to a phone, Lord help us
all. Oh my God, dude.
Lord help the internet. If Joe Exotic could be on the outside, sorry, Maldonado Passage.
Yes.
If he could be on the outside for this whole thing,
yes,
the internet would have broken with his music videos alone.
That's it.
I mean, they would be just, and I'd be here for it.
And here's the other part of this, is when you find the same amount of joy and entertainment in somebody like Joe Exotic as you do for one of fucking Jennifer Lopez's movies, guess what, motherfucker? Like, you're on the same level as Joe Exotic. Jennifer Lopez, like.
Sorry. And Joe Exotic may be nominated for an Oscar.
Well.
And you aren't.
Is it a fucking. I think it's a series, so it's probably an Emmy. It's probably an Emmy.
Still, you haven't gotten one of those either, J-Lo. Because you're not fucking good. You're not a good actress. Like, you're not good. That whole campaign that she did about, like, being snubbed. Oh, I don't want to say anything, but I was snubbed. Oh, well, I was snubbed. You weren't snubbed. You're not good.
Yeah. I'm not a J-Lo fan at all.
I'm a J-Lo fan for other things.
For how hot she is at 50?
How hot she is at 50 and her dance moves. But would I want to hang out with her? To be honest with you, no. It'd be the most boring evening that any of you have ever had.
I'd rather take a straight razor in my ball sack than hang out with Alex Rodriguez for the night. I really would. Really,
the most boring people.
Mm-hmm.
Her in particular. I think that if he had his druthers or if he wasn't with her, he would be partying.
Nah.
Hardcore. You don't think?
He was going through like a trans phase of like dating these kind of trans looking people. And like bodybuilder wise, where you're just like, oh God, what the fuck?
That's not trans.
No, it was a hard call where you were like, is that a trans? Like, for real. Where you're just like, look up his past. There was a rumor for a while that he was gay too. That was a big thing for a while.
I actually won't. That may still be on the table for me.
Yeah, maybe. But either way,
if you're with J-Lo, like, you're not having sex. Do you know what I mean? She's not having sex with you. Like, she goes to bed at 8 on a cloud of pillows, surrounded by pillows. You can't even get close to her. She doesn't drink. She doesn't eat anything that's fun or cool. She doesn't smoke. Yeah. She doesn't fucking party. Yeah. She's literally probably on her phone, working out or sleeping.
Yeah. No, that's the whole deal.
So if you are a gay guy, it'd be perfect, right? Because you have this just like, it's like having a handbag.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's expensive.
You know, that's the rumor.
People look
the
at
rumor
you
about
like
Kanye, you know.
That he's gay.
I
don't
that
see it, dude. Nope.
multiple times.
I don't see that. Definitely on the show and just him in general. Like I would find that one really, really hard to believe.
Multiple people have told me that.
Although Travis Maldonado.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think in a million years that guy was gay.
He loved tigers, though.
And meth. And
somebody sent me a thing of Post Malone with all these
I
animals
know.
making these crazy faces, and they were like, holy shit.
He's so cute when he's like excited like that.
If Post Malone wasn't famous, he would be...
Oh, absolutely 100%.
Probably a Joe Exotic.
Yeah. Yeah, he would be the fourth husband or whatever. I saw that. It was so funny. But moreover, I was looking at like how when he's excited about stuff like that, he really is like a kid. You forget sometimes. But yeah.
But to your point, with this slow death of celebrity right now, we did a show about this a few months ago. It was just called The Death of Celebrity. But
yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing. Now you're getting more exposed as days go by because you're like, oh, shit. Hey, dude's got gray hair. Girls aren't wearing makeup. Like, the sheen is worn off. And if this keeps going for a while, it's just like, all right, then you're looking to other more creative people where you're like, oh, well, I like this, or I like this, or I like this. I don't need to pay for
we're all on
somebody's bullshit.
We're all on the same platforms now, which is cool, right? So
yeah.
Like we all have the same under the chin video. All of us. It's the only place that you can put stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. People aren't really using that, but we're all that's
the playing field is now level.
Yeah, to quote Madonna, right?
Because nobody's getting paid, for posting videos about yourself and your life right now.
No, and if anybody did any sponsorship bullshit, that's gonna come, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hey, during these quarantine times, I like Fab Fit Box or whatever. And you're like, you fucker.
Now, for a podcast to keep the shit on the air, yes, we have to have sponsors, but that's the difference. Is like.
But we always have. We're not doing
100%.
it any differently. We're not like.
Now celebrities have to catch up to that other side of like, oh fuck, what do we do to kind of just stay famous right now? And I had a call last night. I had a conference call with some investors in LA for the media company, and he was like, hey, you realize what's going to happen here and like how podcasts are kind of taking over? He goes, because a lot of these places, these productions that are shut down, he goes, they're not coming back. A lot of these production houses are going to close. A lot of these people who used to be big before this are going to come back and either have to take less money or take gigs that they don't want to, because it's going to take a long time for productions to get ramped back up again. Yeah. And then in particular movies. What is going to happen? And I had it was like a 2-hour call last night. Yeah. And he goes, do you know what's going to happen with movies? And he goes, everybody is at home watching movies now. And he goes, the fear of just sitting in a movie theater, if somebody coughs around you, is going to be there for at least another year or two. And he goes, imagine the effect that will have on the box office. So if you think somebody's going to pay money to go out, and he used Jennifer Lopez. And he goes, you think somebody's going to go and pay $15 to go sit in a theater where somebody might cough on them to watch a Jennifer Lopez movie? You're fucking kidding yourself.
So true.
And he goes, these quotes for actors and actresses will be slashed. These movies will be slashed. You're going to have to put bigger superhero movies inside the theaters and all that other shit. And it's like, he's right. Yeah. Now the things that will thrive will continue to be television, Netflix, all of that other shit, because the more and more we grow accustomed to just sitting back, hanging out, watching apps, Hulu shows and fucking Netflix shows, that's what it's going to be. To get me to go out to a theater now, like, it's going to take a lot. I mean, you were already looking up screens to go out on the porch to watch shit on our back porch, and it was like, well, shit.
That will be our movie theater now.
We got it. We got a Traeger. I have a fucking wife who's an awesome cook. And we can just chill out and...
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had another.
No, another one.
I thought you were going Doc Antle on me. Go ahead.
I wish. If only I had a fucking cub to lure somebody else in.
That's what I was looking into for the kid's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a couple of cub petting.
Look, I emailed him last night. I emailed Doc last night. So we'll see if we can get him on the show. It'd be great.
But
he's very close to here.
Yes, he is.
Only about a 40-minute drive.
Yes, he is.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
He did Theo Vaughn.
He did Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
Somebody spotted some true fans spotted in a Britney Spears. Do you remember that Britney? Did you see that?
Yeah.
That Britney.
Doc Antle was the one who gave her the snake for the MTV Music Awards.
No, it was the tiger, but he's actually holding it in the back. So he was on stage during that whole.
Yes. So he was on stage, but he also did the snake as well.
Oh, he did the snake. Oh.
Because once you have a good animal guy in Hollywood,
that's it.
It's it. I had one for a couple movies. Mm-hmm. We did one for Darnell Dawkins with the alligator, and yeah, dude, it's as fucktard crazy as you can imagine up there. Like, he had a million fucking animals. They were all going bug fuck in these tiny cages, and you're just like, we're here. And one of the shots I remember, I was like, hey man, can you ask the gorillas to like keep it down, or what do you feed them or something? I was just like, we just need like a 2-minute take, and he goes, no, can you? And I was like, no, I can't. So thanks for playing.
Yeah.
My man, like they're all fucking weird, but yeah.
They're all fucking weird.
I think once you go back through this, because Shaq was the other one that got, he had to release a statement. Because Shaq is in that documentary.
That's right.
Shaquille
and
O'Neal.
He shouts him out.
Yeah,
but
and he goes,
why not? I mean,
I wasn't friends with him, and I've never been back there.
I don't think that's the issue, is it? That he went to one of those places was the issue, right?
Everybody did.
Yeah.
But everybody has in their life.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, there's a million pictures of us at these things. Like, shit, I took 1 million with my kids at that thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But right now we got some sponsors, Japes, to put this whole fucking show to be on the air every day, to go live with it. Shouts out to our sponsors, dude. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Finest mattresses in the biz.
How we're like, I've been J-Lo-ing lately, huh?
Yeah, you have.
Oof.
You pillowed
8
up.
p.m.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, because you're on air every day.
I'm on air every day.
Got to keep those looks up, James. Got to keep up the appearances for the people. 25% off everything. Mattresses, pillows, sheets, adjustable bases are 50% off. If you get a mattress right now, you get 2 free pillows, actually, which is amazing. And as always, the 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, still applies with all the deals. Which is incredible. Knocks it down to like $20 a month. Look, if you're quarantined, you might as well be in comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and get on them deals. 25% off. Look, with the fucking 36-month pay-as-you-go program, knocks down like $20 a month. Because you get free pillows, too. And the pillows are almost as good as the goddamn mattresses. I love those things. Next up, we got keeps.com/revolution.
You're sporting your salad right now.
Yeah, I got the salad out. So we got the salad out, fresh bowl, 2 tongs on this. I have a fucking mane. A lot of people don't know that because I wear hats a lot.
Sure.
Because I got a hat sponsor, but no. But I was talking about Keeps a couple months ago, and I said, "Hey, man," to my buddies, I was like, "Does that shit really work?" And they were like, "Yeah, I think so, man. My hair's stayed the same." And that's kind of the paranoia you're getting in your 30s. So I was like, all right, fuck it, man. I'll try it. And then I guess they were listening, and they reached out, and they were like, hey, we'll sponsor you. Go on and use this shit for the end of the year and tell us what happens and see if it's real.
Yeah.
90% of the people, they said, and this is their quote, 90% of the people, this will work on your hair. I was like, all right, I'll do it. What's the deal for the listeners? And they're like, dude, we'll give you, all the listeners, a month for free. A free month trial. And you can see for yourself, and if you like it. And I was like, all right, great. Yeah. So here we are. Again, this has been my hair for a good number of years.
Sure.
Got a 5 head. I've always had a 5 head. Mm-hmm. This is kind of it, you know?
Yeah.
Go back and look at Range 15s. Same 5 head. You know what I'm saying? It was 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
So my friends were using the Keeps. I'm going to use the Keeps. We'll see what happens with it. Go to keeps.com/revolution. That's KEEPS. Keeps.com/revolution. Keep your hair in place. So far, so good. I'm like 2 or 3 weeks into this shit.
Oh, yeah.
No complaints. No complaints, hombre. Now, if you're bald as fuck, don't think that you're going to regrow hair. You're not a chia pet. Let's not do that. It's not going to work. But if you're trying to keep your hair, do it.
Keep
30
whatever
days
it
free.
is you got. Yeah.
Keeps.com/revolution. Go there now. Enjoy it, learn it, live it, love it, fuck it. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, boom, boom. Shabloinkers.
That's the only thing that's going to keep you through the apocalypse, dude. Last longer than 5-hour energy. This one lasts 6. God, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that, but I'm doing it anyways. It does. Here it is, right here. If you're watching the YouTube show, subscribe on Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. All of the media network is on there. Drinkin Broettes, Ross Patterson Revolution, Drinkin Bros, Drinkin Bros Sports, and Savage Saturdays with Derek Wida. And you can see this tasty, tiny little tin pouch in my hand right now. You rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. Boom, you're good to go. They got orange, lemon, grape, orange. No carbs, no sugars, lots of energy. Keeps the fucking people going. Jabes. Go to strikeforceenergy.com today. They ship everywhere in the entire world. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. And they get a subscription of the month club, too, which is awesome. I've had it for 4 years. So, last but not least, we got straightrazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. You keeping those on?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it on. Go.
Oh, you right?
Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake for me to do
Anytime you keep it on, I make sure.
Oh, Jabes. Somebody just drove into a fucking ditch listening to this right now.
And I'm sorry for that, but
no
what
one
are
on
you
the road,
doing outside of your house?
There's no one on the road, too, and it's
Sorry.
like noon. Somebody just drove into a ditch. Police officer asked what happens. I don't know, man. There's a white girl saying, "You rickets?" Oof. I will say this. The pitch of your voice when you do that does kill 3 bats over in China. So
you're welcome.
You just saved some lives.
You're welcome.
Just save some lives. How to save a life. StraightRazors.com gives you everything you need in this life to shave like a real man, a real hombre. Let's say your stores are sold out of shit. Look, get all these products shipped right to your house, which is the beauty of it. You don't have to leave
all
you don't
sold
leave the
out,
store.
by the way.
Yeah, are they?
I mean, Soup's low. They definitely don't have your razors.
They don't?
No, that you used
fuck you,
back
dude.
in the day.
Yeah,
I know.
They don't have anything. That's why we go to straightrazors.com, brother. If you're worried about using a straight razor, they get safety razors. Works the same as your razor, except the blades last longer. And they get everything. That aftershave smolder, I use it every goddamn day of my life. I love it. It's the best in the biz.
Love
they
it.
got cologne.
Live it.
You name it. We're doing it. That's straightrazors.com, promo code Revolution, 20% off. That's a big fucking savings there.
Everyone was telling you to take the cans out. I just need to give a couple shout outs.
Cans?
They were telling you to take the cans off.
They know. They know.
Craig Delesk, what's up? Richard
Boom, boom.
Danoff, I would like to say that you're winning the chat.
Why?
Because.
All right.
Richard is winning this time. Craig really puts in a good fight usually.
Yeah.
Richard's winning this time. Craig, sorry, I love you. Ruben, obviously. Brooke, we got.
Is Bayou Brooke in this bitch?
Bayou Brooke was in. She goes in and out. You know, she's probably working out.
All right.
She likes to keep it tight.
Chris Beerworth said, I need that for a ringtone. It's actually available. So if you Google or just go to iTunes and put in you like it, people have been buying that ringtone for years. It's on there. Yeah. You can buy that on there, and I think there's a Gene Vandenham one as well.
Roman Berman.
Yeah.
Some of us are working. Well,
some of us are working.
Get back to work.
He's not. Roman's not. You're watching the show with us, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We're on every day. Shout out to Rick and Benz. Jacob Nickel and all these guys, dude. So we're
August Ames. Sorry.
August Ames in here?
No,
Fuck you.
No.
Oh,
she's dead, bro.
I didn't know somebody came back from the dead with my girl August Ames. August.
No.
If you're new to this show, which there is a lot of people who are new to it because we're going live every day.
All right, Craig. I'm sorry.
August
I'll look at the
Ames.
Yeah.
August Ames was the porn star who died.
Yes.
You know, we did a whole show. We did a whole show on it.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I don't. I get real choked up when porn stars die. You know that about me.
I think it's last days of August.
Last Days
of August was a really good podcast on that whole saga. We think the boyfriend did it. Yeah.
No shit. You think she was murdered?
So they think.
All right. Look, I trust your judgment on this. Any true crime podcast, I trust your judgment on this. Speaking of which, do you have a crime corner today, James?
Ooh, I do. I have a couple.
Whoa.
I know.
Go ahead, fire away.
I couldn't decide. One's kind of short and funny, and one's kind of fucking terrifying.
So if you're new to this show, we do this segment once a week called Crime Corner on the show, in which Jables reads off her favorite real crimes that have been committed around America. You can submit your favorite real crime to Ross Passion Revolution Facebook page, and she'll read it for you and give you a detective credits. James, let's hear your first crime corner.
So
Crime corner. Crime corner.
One I found from a... Do you want funny one or terrifying first?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go terrifying and then end with a chaser.
Ooh, so we're doing 2 today.
One's kind of short. I don't want it to be all terrifying, you know?
All right, Jamie, for the audio show market, we're doing 2 crime corners.
It's just
going to
be back
two
to
intros.
back.
There
Okay, well, whatever.
There we go.
Anyway, crime corner,
you
crime
deserved
corner.
It.
Crime corner, crime
You deserved
corner. This one is from an oldie but a goodie. A head detective, Shane Goodman. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm waiting. I get real tense.
Are you reading?
I get real tense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So
I try to find the
Parolee,
stories.
Okay,
I try to find the stories.
Okay,
yeah.
just hush. Now you can stay on the boards on the YouTubes.
No.
Parolee released early due to COVID-19. Breaks into a house, threatens woman with a knife. Okay.
Sure.
So, this whole thing of like letting
people out.
Yeah. Of jail.
I knew that was going to happen.
Here's something that's a possibility that could happen. So in American Fork is a place in Utah.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to release people from prison who are just getting out of prison, there's no better time to do it than when half of America's out of work and they can't get a job.
Yeah. So man recently released from a halfway house early because of concerns about COVID-19. Ended up breaking into a random home, tying up a woman at knife point, and threatening to kill her. This happened on March 19th. So Joshua Haskell, 42, entered a home with a large serrated knife and threatened the homeowner, tied her up with shoelaces. The woman told police that she was sleeping.
Sure.
She was woken up by this guy.
Right.
Creaking up the stairs. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Creaking up the stairs, goes into the room, is threatening her. The son hears this, calls 911. When the police come, he's still there in the room. And so he jumps under the covers, puts the knife to her and says, "Tell them I'm your lover."
Whoa.
So he's under the covers with her. She's like, oh my God. Like, the police are coming up. So she's
tied up in the bed?
Yeah, with shoelaces.
Okay. Well, and I'm assuming she did not say that this is my lover.
Oh, yeah. She broke free, went downstairs, and she was sure she was going to die. She went downstairs and told police, was frantic, told police what was happening. And they noted that Haskell had recently been incarcerated at Utah State Prison after previously being released and committing a parole violation. Within the last few days, Haskell was released from a halfway house. However, due to the pandemic, he was released. Right from the halfway house to there.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy, right?
Kind of. But didn't you expect shit like this? Like, again, you're releasing you're releasing people into an environment where...
Wouldn't you be just so stoked that you're getting out with this, this virus
you don't have a job.
Releases you?
You don't have a job, dude. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? You don't have a job. And let's face it, most people aren't like, oh, shit, Uncle Johnny just got out of fucking prison. Let's have him sleep on the old couch. I got a 4-year-old in the next room. A lot of people aren't doing that. So where are they going is my question. And that was what I thought when I saw all these criminals being released. I was like, all right, sweet. But where are they going now? Because they have nowhere to go. And most of these homeless shelters, are infected with coronavirus and all that other shit. So they're placing them other places. Like some of them are sleeping in parking lots in Vegas. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I mean.
So where are you going to go?
Why wouldn't you?
You go
It's all
from jail to
closed down,
sleeping in a parking lot in Utah.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna hop into bed with a lady.
Sure.
And some type of serrated knife.
Serrated knife, and then telling her to tell the police that
that's your lover, man.
That's your lover until they leave. Like that would ever fucking fly, bro.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he was on a shit ton of drugs.
So you don't say.
Yeah.
Where does one get the money for that?
That's
much
what I'm
drugs
saying.
Immediately
That's what I'm
out
saying.
Of
So
prison?
you immediately go, then you've like already got your hookup, like craziness. Anyways, people are very crafty.
Utah,
with certain things.
It's hard to get liquor that is at 80 proof, let alone fucking hardcore drugs. God damn it.
Anyway, so more important and relevant news for this next crime corner.
Oh, you got we gotta give it a new intro. Crime corner.
So Russian star has his testicles stolen.
Off of his body?
I went down this rabbit hole because there was a fake story about testicles being stolen, and I thought, is this a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
So there appears to be a new version of kidney robbery. You know, that old fun thing where like the hot lady drugs you and then you wake up in a bathtub of ice.
Yes.
And your kidneys are gone. So the new thing is testicles.
Testicle robbing.
Testicle robbing.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
What are they using them for? I don't know.
More of, I would say it's more of a centerpiece, conversation starter, on the mantle.
Oh, okay. So it's more of a decorative thing. So married TV actor wakes up to find his testicles have been stolen after he is drugged in a Russian bar by an attractive blonde working for organ traffickers. Now, this happened?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
This is real. It's Daily Mail. But anyways.
Where did his nuts go?
It's the same thing as like, so we don't know? He was drugged. Yeah. So as an example,
So I get a question for you.
Yeah. So according to 30-year-old married Russian celebrity, he was a celebrity.
Okay.
He met a blonde stranger in a bar in Moscow after he presumably pursued an extramarital encounter with the woman. He woke up to unexplained and severe pain in his groin area
Grenier West,
and was later informed by doctors that his testicles had been removed without his knowledge by an expert. So the girl drugs you, gets into the room, she leaves, and then the
here's
testicle smugglers come in.
I understand all that, right?
Sure. What don't you understand?
Here's what I don't understand. Now, when you wake up, right? Do they bother to sew back up the sack?
Yeah. No, it's like it's literally like you just had a surgery.
So it is a full surgery, and they do that. They have the kindness to do that for you because they don't have to do that.
No, I mean,
if you steal someone's
that's true.
testicles,
You could leave them to die or whatever, but it's usually in these kidney, whatever these, wives' tales, urban legends, whatever of the kidney stealers. You wake up in a bath of ice, whatever, or whatever it may be, and you're fully sewn up, and it's like a doctor did it.
Okay.
Like you literally just had a surgery, but it was done in a hotel room, so it's not going to be like the best, and you usually can die from it.
Okay.
So what's the issue with that?
I guess if you're looking at it long term, like, hey man, we're just here for the organs. We're going to be profesh about this, and then stitch you back up. I wonder what that empty sack feels like, because usually you got at least one dangler in there.
Oh yeah,
both are gone at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
So imagine waking up
losing both, right? Just with an empty sack.
Empty, painful sack.
That's weird. 1, 2.
Soup's weird.
You got to look at the stitching and the scarring of it, and you'll be like, all right, sweet. But my thing is this, like, if you're in a hurry, it is actually polite of the people who are the testicle robbers that they're actually sewing you back up because you could just die there. And is that part of like, hey man, if we actually get caught in this, if you don't stitch them back up and we were just stealing organs, then we would be murderers? Like, is that part of the mental aspect of it?
I'm sure. And it's usually an element of like you were going to cheat on your wife or like you got a prostitute or like, do you know what I mean? So there's an element of like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
How do I explain what happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to like go on a big hunt for this girl that I was going to have sex with.
Huh? Man.
Right?
Yeah.
There's always that kind of element to it.
Sure. Russia's a tricky country like that. A lot of hot blondes there.
Sure.
And, you know.
A lot of loose laws.
And it's still Russia where you're like, man, I'd have a hard time going over there and just trusting it, where it's just like for a vacay.
Sure.
It's like, I'm going to go to Moscow and meet somebody at a bar for any reason because it's Russia. Bernie Sanders went there on his honeymoon with his wife. Mm-hmm. So clearly there's something to it, you know. Is there, Bernie?
Gorgeous country.
Yeah. It's strange.
Yeah.
But look, good on him for sewing the sack back up. I just want to know what that's like with the empty sack rolling around. Do you put like
I think they just like
a couple of marbles in there to replace it?
No, man.
You got to put something in there, like maybe a silicone nut, a couple of silicone nuts in there.
You definitely don't.
I think you do. You can't just roll around with an empty sack, right?
Okay.
You got to fill up the. Santa doesn't walk around with an empty sack. I bet he puts 2 empty boxes in there to kind of keep it filled for the rest of the time off for the year, you know?
It is referred, provided any date, specific location, or variable details. The narrative stated that the man was transported to a hospital and only learned after an examination that his testicles had been removed, which does not sound particularly likely.
Silicone balls, dude.
Given even a lay person's ability to detect whether
Jessie, we're not gonna listen to you whisper, but I'm gonna say
it's possible that the news source intended to imply the man's testicles were replaced with prosthetics.
There we go.
But the nature of his injury was not detailed.
Silicone balls, brother. You're putting a couple of sillies in there.
So that's why he didn't really realize it until he went to the doctor.
Yeah, dude.
What had happened.
Yes. You put a couple sillies in there to keep that weight balance going. There's fake balls. Like I've always wondered with Lance Armstrong. We were close to getting him on Drinkin Bros podcast. I want to know if he just kept the one ball, because I think one ball is probably enough to weight that sack down and be like, all right, cool. I don't need to put a silly in there, you know?
Right.
A silly ball next to it. Mm-hmm. But if you lost both your nuts, you would have to then you wouldn't just put one in there after all this time. Mm-hmm. You'd probably put 2 in there. Mm-hmm. Two little sillies in there. 2 silly eggs. You know?
Sure.
We got a little breaking news here on the show, as we do seemingly every day on this fucking show.
Exactly. What is it?
Because we're going during the quarantine.
Quarantines.
My favorite shitbag, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, just announced on Twitter that he has tested positive for the coronavirus, but will continue hosting his show from his basement where he's in isolation.
That is really good for his brother's campaign.
He will be fine, his brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, said in a news conference. Why do you think that will be fine? Because he can be on TV every night. Because if we don't have the brother on TV every fucking night, then maybe you're not going to be on every single night.
Don't worry, guys. You'll see my ugly mug every day.
It's so funny, man. Here's what I don't understand about CNN. If this is who you wanted to be your candidate for the Democratic Party, why don't you start talking to him earlier? Because there was nothing going on and he was not any form of a presidential candidate.
I don't know if he wants to be a presidential.
Yes, he does. He absolutely 100% does.
Or if he just wants the attention.
Both.
Okay.
Both. Okay. Both lead into it. Because let's face it, they're coming. A lot of these people come out of New York. Hillary came out of New York. Trump came out of New York. New York's a big state, man. If you're able to, even Giuliani when he ran, I mean, he got close as well.
He got close because he was during 9/11.
And now he was the fucking president's lawyer. So you're going to get a gig out of it.
Sure.
But you got to get, somewhere in there. I'm telling you, man, he's just going after the Giuliani 9/11 model of like, hey, man, if I can lead us through this, I'll be beloved forever. My thing with this guy is you can't keep going on TV every night, dude. There's cracks. You can only talk about the same subject over and over again.
Yeah.
Then after it's fixed, what are you going to do?
And fighting with the president, essentially, which is just like,
Yeah.
That doesn't help your cause. It doesn't help anybody. Like, let's just.
We'll say this. Ben Shapiro just tweeted right now, literally 2 seconds ago. Praying for your recovery, Chris Cuomo, and your family. We are all in this one together. That's nice from Ben Shapiro. I was not expecting that.
Okay.
Not expecting that at all.
Ben Shapiro has definitely flattened his curve, if you will.
Huh? Does he have a curved dick?
No. He just used to be a lot more outspoken. Well, and now he is very tame. And good for him.
Go for him.
I'll wear this hat.
And
say, good for him.
Yeah.
Because he is, getting higher in the charts because of his
hiding
more
of the
neutral
rightness.
approach to subjects now, and not really trying to offend everyone, which is, what I kind of liked about him. Anyway.
Well, it's weird when you build an audience off of something, whatever that something is, and then you're suddenly not that thing. It can go either way, where it's just like, hey man, we miss the old Kanye, or
yeah, but
whatever.
I'm sure he's like, my family and my wallet is really liking this new guy, so we're just gonna stick with that, and you guys can all fuck yourselves, and I respect it. But I'm just saying,
he's got an interesting story, man. This was shit. I'll talk about it. This was in that meeting I was in last night, where with Ben Shapiro, he got huge because I was following him early on, at like 1,200 followers on Facebook, right? It's like somewhere in there. He did a fuck ton of marketing for his show, and he is great. So it's
yeah. He's good at his,
it's not
that
like
medium is. He's great at it.
It's not like he was trying to Rebecca Black it, where it was just like,
no.
I'm going to hire some people and write a Friday song, and then
no.
magically everything's going to be great. He's great every single day. Ben Shapiro's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy in real life.
Yeah.
Got the pleasure of having a lunch with him and all of his producers last year for about 4 hours. It was about 8 of us, and it was lovely. And he's a lovely person. But he marketed the shit out of his show on Facebook to the point where I just kept seeing it in my feed every day. And finally I was like, who the fuck is Ben Shapiro? And again, it was like 1,200 followers at that point. And I was like, oh, well, all right, shit.
Yeah.
And then everybody else started looking at Ben Shapiro and was just like, oh, shit. All right, sweet. We will probably start doing that for all our shows at a certain point this year, because we've never used any form of marketing, but he did it off of marketing. And marketing is great if you have the talent to back it up.
That's what
does.
I mean. Yeah, we wanted to get to a certain point before we started doing that. And I think that's always been our model, is like,
yeah,
we wanted to be able to, for example, bring you guys a show every day, or go live, or just have, the catalog on all the shows to back up that kind of marketing. I would hate to
market
do something like that. Yeah,
no.
And we've started from a garage. So we've definitely gotten to this point, and I think it would be kind of cool to do that marketing. But I mean, we have a pretty awesome look at the boards alone. We have a pretty awesome fan base anyways, but it'd be nice to get out to some more people.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it'll happen. But Ben Shapiro did it the opposite way. Typically that's not the case. Usually something blows up and then you follow something and you're like, oh shit, I know that person from X. And you take the case of Rogan. Rogan started on YouTube. Go back and watch his early videos where he's just in a closet. Like, it looks like he's in a closet and it's all black behind him, and you're like, holy shit, that was the first Joe Rogan show?
You have to respect that, right? More than
100%.
Conan or Dax.
I can't stand it.
You just never had to start in a medium where people were still figuring it out. Like, you jumped in. You know what I mean?
Super famous. And we're like, hey, great.
Yeah. Rogan walked so that we could all run, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, just shut the fuck up. Like,
who's still doing well?
Give fucking due.
Adam Carolla is still number 4 in the charts, man.
As he should be, dude.
Crazy.
As he fucking should be.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He probably makes more than Jimmy Kimmel, because it was the two of those guys on the Man Show back in the day. And if you look at it, even though Jimmy Kimmel's on every night, I bet you Adam Carolla makes more money a year.
Absolutely. Always has.
Crazy, right?
He used a lot of it to keep podcasts free. So he spent a lot of his own money to fight the patent trolls that were trying to make iTunes podcasts. You had to pay for each one.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how much that took of his money, but he is the podcast godfather,
He
hero. Anything we're doing is because of what he's done.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Him, Joe Rogan, and Mark Maron for me. I know it's a little different for you, but a lot of people are asking here on the boards when you're going to add Carole Baskin to your serial killer montage behind you of photos.
I think I will. I mean, I hope that they actually start, because of this documentary, looking into it, and I can get a real forensic.
So they opened up the case last night, and the police are saying, we want to look for what happened to the husband. So
yeah, you don't just
see.
Even dude.
My neighbor, Glenn,
Oh, yes.
He texted me last night and he goes, hey, man, he sent me the article and he goes, they've reopened the investigation. And I go, what are your thoughts on it? And he goes, I think they're going to get her because of this documentary and that there's too much out there. And I wrote him back. I just said, our homeboy was eaten by tigers. Good luck finding some evidence on that.
Yeah, but right. But that's not the only evidence you need, right? Like, I need to know where she was. I need, they never really went into, you know what I'm saying? It was just he disappeared. And they didn't really follow up on anything like where she was at, what her alibi was, like phone calls, messages, how it got discovered that he was, all these things that can be added to, not the actual forensics, but the,
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see what happens here with all this.
Yeah, so I will, guys. I think I should put her up there, obviously, and then
it'd be great.
And
get
then
it
a
framed.
little bit of a tribute to Travis Maldonado, and then we can kind of pull.
No, dude.
Why?
What is your fascination with that guy?
It's a tragedy.
Is it?
It's the true tragedy of the documentary. Don Lewis was old as shit. He was fed to tigers.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be with Carole anymore. Anyway,
some say that's the best way to go out.
To be eaten by tigers?
Why not?
Gosh, I don't know. Who says that? People say that? Some say it's the best way to go out.
You were shot in the head and they just thrown to a bunch of tigers.
Oh, yeah. But then you're being shot in the head. That's how you're going.
You are and you aren't, James. That's very quick. Very, very quick. And I want to give a quick update on the next obsession that is about to come out. This one I had talked about on the show, about 5 months ago, a long time ago. I've been waiting for this forever. ESPN does bangers. When they decide to go long form doc content, like 30 for 30 is always the shit. The OJ doc obviously won the Oscar, so it was the greatest. That was one of the GOAT documentaries of sports I've ever seen in my entire life. It literally answered every single last question I ever had and or thought of the O.J. Simpson trial. So they did this one called The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, which is a 10-part series. And it was a crazy trailer they released last year, and they were like, coming June 2020. And I was like, fuck you guys, dude.
Right.
That's a year away. I don't need to be seeing shit like that cock teased in front of my face for a whole year. Because of the coronavirus, they are moving it up to April 19th. So that will be available here in 19 days. And I can't wait. It's a 10-parter on Michael Jordan. Yeah, same. So is the OJ thing. Now with Jordan, because you probably don't know this, there was a lot to fucking dig into of like crazy shit behind the scenes. Like, his father was murdered.
Yeah, I do know that. I know he had a short-lived baseball career because of it. I know he had lots of issues.
The murder still was like oddly unexplained. There was rumors of whether or not like it was gambling debts or some other things.
Yeah.
He was changing a tire if I remember correctly, on the side of the road, and they just got popped in the back of the head. Like,
interesting.
I'm not really sure why. And the other part that's fascinating about this to me is that they're from here. They're from Wilmington. So like
he went to Ashley
Laney.
Laney.
Yeah, went to Laney.
Yeah.
But I want to see if they dig into that and like, was the family here? Like, now that we know this area, really well, and it's just like, oh shit. All right. So how much of it was here? What really went on? All that other stuff, and what was that whole
that'll be interesting
run like? Because you have, his father got murdered. the father always wanted him to be a baseball player. So then he ends up becoming a baseball player, which he could have just...
I think he was really into baseball. I don't know if he necessarily wanted him to be... Right?
I don't know.
He was just super into it,
and here's why
he wanted to do it.
I was up with our child the other night, and he wanted to watch Space Jam. It was on Netflix. And in the thing, it's just said, the movie literally starts with Michael Jordan as a kid and his father, and he's shooting hoops, and he's like, when I get older, I want to play in the NBA. And he goes, and then I'm going to play baseball. And the father turns to him, and he says, now that's a real sport in Space Jam. And you're just like, all right, cool, man. Okay. And then it cuts to him in the minor leagues. I wonder.
It was like characters?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But then Michael Jordan plays himself in the movie. And I wonder.
So the dad was like a real get your head out of the clouds.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
Do you remember those in that era? It was always the dad was telling the kids,
get your head out
of the clouds.
Yeah.
How sad. Now go ahead.
So I wonder if they're going to get into that and why. Like, nobody's really ever sat Jordan down and said, hey, man, do you ever think what would have happened if he would have just continued playing basketball? Would you have won 8, 10 in a row? He could have. Instead, he took 2 years off, played baseball, and then came back. What would have happened with that? Yeah. And then, because like Carmen Electra was in the trailer, and I was like, what the fuck is she doing in there? And I was like, that's right. Dennis Rodman, during the height of all of his bullshit, joined the team, and then they ended up winning like 3 more titles. They were married. You had that whole fucktard crazy shit that was going on with the two of them. So there was a lot going on during that era, and that was also the same gap. The 2 years that he took off was during the O.J. Simpson thing. So like the teams that won during that car chase, I was watching the NBA Finals that Jordan wasn't in because he had decided to play baseball, and that was when O.J. Simpson just dominated that entire series. I know the Houston Rockets won it, but all I remember is the fucking O.J. thing, and it was like there's a lot of directions this could go in, and I'm really, really amped to see it. And ESPN always does shit right, so like I think that's going to be the next obsession coming up, but that's not till April 19th. In the meantime, you and I got to get through Ozark.
Oh yes.
Man, that show, if you don't watch Ozark or you haven't, every show you feel is just so tensed up that you're like, oh, fuck, I just want this to be over because I want the answer and I want them to be alive.
Yeah.
God damn it. We're on season 3. Every single show has felt like that. It's a great show. It's a fantastic show.
And Bateman is perfect in this role, and you wouldn't think he would. Even the humor that he uses, very subtle, is perfect for it. Well, I don't really give a fuck. I mean, no matter what he says, he's great. Yeah. I just think he's fucking great.
Same.
Directing all of them.
Show is great. Yeah, he directs I think
he directs like the first 3
half the episodes. Yeah,
he directs like the
first season. He had the whole goddamn season.
Yeah, and then he kind of in the second one directed a couple and let other people direct, and he's kind of doing that with this too. But my fucking God! And then he directed all The Outsider.
Yeah,
he's an undercover, hardcore workaholic. Apparently,
if we had him on this show, the one question I would love to ask him is, how do you go from being a pretty much lifer comedian actor to just switching to drama and knowing when to do it? Like, did he know that comedies were dead in Hollywood and he was just like, man, I've got to change my career or I'm fucked? Because the same thing happened with Homeboy over at Funny or Die. Adam McKay, who directed Anchorman, wrote and directed Anchorman, was the Will Ferrell's partner at Funny or Die, did all of that shit. He is no longer with Funny or Die. They split up. He did The Big Short. He did, what was the one with Christian Bale playing vice president? He did Dick Cheney.
What'd they call it? Vice. Sorry.
That's it. Whatever.
Yeah.
He did the Dick Cheney movie. He's doing something else that's super serious now. Like, I wonder if behind the scenes there was something where it was just like, hey, guys, we got to huddle up here and change shit up because comedy is dying. And it's going to be all podcasts or stand-up, and you guys don't do those things. So what do you want to do?
Possibly. I mean, he always, if you go back in his catalog, though, he's always been the straight man. he's the guy that you put. I know you do this with me sometimes in comedies where like I'm not like a comedic actor, but if you put me as a serious actor next to comedic actors and I'm playing it totally serious, I end up being the straight guy, and then everyone else can be fucking crazy, right?
Sure.
So he classically has always been that guy. He's always been. He's not the like over the top comedian. He's the straight guy, right? And so he's always kind of been that, and then he's been dabbling with dramas and like remember The Gift? Like it was the first thing that he showed up is like 2015, where
is the Gift the Katie Holmes movie?
No.
The Gift was her tits in that movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Rebecca Hall, Joe Edgerton.
No, thinking of a different Gift.
Yeah, so this is a newer one. It's super scary, and he's like, it was a dramatic movie, and I was like, is this a comedy? Right. I was like, why is Bateman in this? Like, so weird. But that was sort of the beginning of him making the crossover, and I would venture to say, which a lot of people are in different camps, but like, for me, dramatic acting is really fun.
Sure.
And for you, you're like, that's like a nightmare. You
it's
like
too serious on set.
You like comedy that is fun, right?
Yeah.
For me, like really dramatic acting is fun.
Sure.
And I would love to ask him that question too. But it seems to me that he's always kind of skewed that way.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of worked out that he got in a little bit and kind of set himself up to be a dramatic actor before this whole thing started. So you're right. Like, did he have crazy foresight where he was just like, dude, everything I'm getting pitched is a pile of shit?
Maybe he's a brilliant guy. The Gift with Katie Holmes, by the way, was in 2000. Kate Blanchett, Giovanna Ribisi, Canal Reeves, Katie Holmes, Greg Kinnear, and Hilary Swank. And that's where Katie Holmes, The Gift, that joke was also in Harold and Kumar. They were like, The Gift was her tits in that movie.
Oh, nice. Funny.
Katie Holmes, yeah.
Funny.
And if you're quarantined at home, just type in The Gift, Katie Holmes nude, and tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong on that one. Jessie.
Yes?
This was fun. I like your fun little flirty hat today. I wish the Yankees were playing.
I know. It's a shame.
Up. I don't know when we're gonna get back to it. If you're
for my dad. I haven't heard from him.
Oh boy, he was also one of the ones that didn't make it to the store or anything else.
No, he doesn't really care about it. He's still working and stuff too. So.
Oh, all right. Well, he's alive, right?
We as a family just don't really get back to each other quickly, and so there's always this thing of like you have a moment of like. One time my brother didn't get back to us, and he was like,
you thought he was missing?
Thought he was missing for 8 days, you guys. Yeah. But he went on a camping trip with his friends and dropped his phone in the river. And
didn't bother with it.
Didn't bother.
Didn't need it.
Everyone, like our family too, was kind of like, I'm sure he's fine. Mm-hmm. Kid in his 20s, missing for 8 days, lives with his mom.
Yeah.
Missing for 8 days. And by day 5, it was like, I kind of called my parents and we're like, so we good or we worried yet?
Yeah. Should we be?
Gosh, the chillness sometimes can be an issue, right?
Of your family, yeah.
The chillness.
Yeah. Yep. But the reason why I bring that Yankees hat up today is if you're staying with us here on Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube, again, that's where all of our shows are now housed. We are having, I believe, John Burkus from ESPN Sports Science on today.
Oh, nice.
We originally had him scheduled. This breaks my heart. We had him scheduled for Friday in Atlanta because we were supposed to be at the Final Four for March Madness. You were supposed to be in Los Angeles on spring break with the children.
Yeah, you need to work on that flight.
In Disneyland, I did.
They keep pushing me to like the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm just going to jump on the flight. If you don't fix it, I'm just jumping on the flight.
I know. I'll
be gone one day, and I'm like, look, I told him to take care of the flight. He didn't, so I just went to the airport.
Sorry.
But
anyways, we were going to do a MLB preview show and then a Final Four show with him in Atlanta. He's now going to call in, and we're going to do a show with him tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern on Drinkin Bros. So stay on the channel, 8 p.m. I think we're still going to do Major League Baseball at the hope that it might come back by July. At this point, though, like, ugh. It hurts my soul, man, and I'll tell you why.
Listening to Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, Fauci, that fucking guy. I'm not a big Fauci fan either for the doctor. I'm not.
You were defending him earlier, but go ahead.
How so? Oh, of whether or not. Well, I think for himself, yes, for himself, he's got to say 100,000 people are going to die, or else, he's going to lose his job.
Nobody listens.
Because nobody's going to go back and say, if you overestimate on something like that on a death rate, and it doesn't come close to that, then you're like, we got lucky as a country. Congratulations, everything's rad. If you underestimate more people die on your shift, that's when people come after you and they're like, hey, bro, we said it was only going to be 2,000. Now it's 100,000. Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you overestimate, no one's going to be mad at you and be like, oh, well, And he's like, well, that could have been my worst case scenario. And
Fauci.
Ouchie. Anyways, we're going to try to get some insight out of John Burkus tonight on whether or not he has heard any word within MLB, if they're going to play for empty stadiums or what they're going to do for that. The reason why all of this saddens me was mostly because it's my favorite teams that were probably going to do well this year. The Washington Post thing, when they said Ohio State was going to win the national championship in basketball, I wanted to fucking stab my thigh over and over again with a butter knife. Now, the Braves this year are supposed to have a great team. The Yankees, spoiler alert, were going to be my choice for World Series winner this year, Jabes.
Yeah, mine too, again. Every year.
Well, look, they've got the lineup for it. I mean, Jesus Christ. And they got the best pitcher now in the league. There is no excuse anymore. Right. And, they caught the Astros cheating, so that they don't have to worry about that this year.
Sure.
This was going to be their year. So we'll see. We're going to do that preview show with him. So stay tuned for that. And then join us every day between 11 and noon on YouTube if you can. If you were working, and I hope you are. We really, really hope everybody is working. You can listen to the audio show on the drive home. The audio is usually up about 20 minutes after we get off air for the video. So subscribe on YouTube and then just go to iTunes and rate us. Just give us a 5-star and write one line. The advertisers love to see that bullshit, and we greatly appreciate it. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.